New York Times barely covered the largest single day of protest in American history. Journalism legend James Fallows pointed out that Charlie Kirk's memorial received more prominent front page coverage than 7 million Americans taking to the streets to protest Donald Trump's fascism at the No Kings event. Even worse, online, the Times framed the historic protests with a picture of J.D. Vance and initially said that only thousands took part in the nationwide protests. So no big front page story, gross misrepresentation of the turnout, and the New York Times mobile homepage put two stories about George Santos getting released above its No King story. If a local Alabama paper can give this story the coverage it deserves, so can the New York Times. But the New York Times is incapable of covering this protest properly because it doesn't believe in journalism's basic function. Last year, in the run-up to the election, Times editor-in-chief Joe Kahn said that defending democracy is a partisan act, and he won't do it, saying that democracy is just one issue out of several, and that polls showed that readers thought other issues were more important. Journalist Reed F. Richardson noted, "Conceptualizing democracy as a kind of niche issue that a free press should only prioritize in coverage according to how many people rate its importance in a poll is a huge tell about why the New York Times coverage has been so myopic, timid, and consistently unable to meet the moment." Freedom of the press isn't just important to democracy, it is democracy. And a functioning democracy is the superstructure that allows journalism to even exist in the first place. The Times isn't living up to basic journalism standards of truth-telling and independence when it lessens the importance of millions of Americans protesting against Trump's authoritarianism, and when it whitewashes Trump's derangement, as they did when they described Trump's post of an AI video showing him dropping feces on American protesters with the euphemistic headline, "Trump posts fake video of himself flying a King Trump jet over protesters." The Times may occasionally do great investigative journalism, but their tendency to downplay reality must have consequences. Money may be the only form of resistance that the New York Times understands. So cancel your Times subscription and use that money to support the type of pro-democracy, fact-based newsrooms that are in my Blue Sky lists. Find more great pro-democracy outlets in the Media and Democracy Project's local journalism directory. As always, sources for this video can be found in my Patreon. All these links are in the bio. Here's to healthier information.